Hello everyone and welcome back to Do We Recommend It? I'm your host Ryan and today we're going to be reviewing the Skil 6.0 amp laser jigsaw. Let's get to it. Today we are going to be reviewing the Skil 6.0 amp jigsaw. It's got laser guided and I love me some lasers. So we're going to get in here, take a look at this. I have done quite a bit of work with this, been doing a flooring project and got a lot of opportunities to use the jigsaw, so a lot of first-hand experience for you on the actual jigsaw itself. Here is the jigsaw. The coloration, things along those lines, I like it. It's a Skil brand, so it's going to be Skil colored. From there, a couple of things that stand out right away are that there is grip right here on the front and back. It is solid and it is grippy. So from a perspective of is it going to slip out of your hand, those types of things, it certainly did not on me from there, so that's nice. Right up here on the top here is the on-off switch for the laser, which I will show you some pictures if you can't pick up the lasers on here. So nice thing there. It does have some speed settings for us. This is an orbital jigsaw. What does allow you to is make those turns and make those curves. You can make the decision on if you want it to be super precise or if you want to see how fast this sucker will go. So you do have those on a flip of a switch, which is kind of nice. Another feature that is really nice, which I'm sure a lot of the jigsaws at this point in time have, is a keyless chuck. And so all you do is, and that's not some guy named Chuck who doesn't have his keys. Anyway, so you pull back on the lever here, and then you can pull a blade right on out. It does come with a couple of blades, which were sufficient to come through some flooring that I was doing. So just doing some vinyl plank flooring in my house. So it not very thick, not super something I was expecting it to have a problem with, but it did cut through just fine. It does have the ability, this footrest does have the ability to adjust. Right back here, there is a switch. Our nice little locking mechanism there in which you can move that forward. That is to provide a little extra stability at a start. So if you're starting on the end of a piece, it's sitting a little bit closer to the, it's already got a little bit of stability. It is a nice feature from there. It does lock down, it does stay pretty strong from there. So no issues with that particular feature at all. All right, so for you guys, you can see a little bit. So I've got a piece of the material that I was working with. That base plate going forward, as you can see, if you're trying to cut right here, it's not very stable as you're trying to get across, but if your blade starts right here and it's got a little bit of a foot there, it makes it a little bit nicer to get started on that that piece of material right there. So it is pretty nice to have that versus if you have it sitting back a little bit further. It's not quite as stable. It wouldn't matter. So right here, it's a little bit less stable. It wouldn't matter if you're plunging, but at the same time, if you're starting on the edge of a piece of material like I do, that's really pretty helpful. And there's a couple of different intermediate steps in there. So from there, I thought I'd go ahead and give you a little bit of a sample. This is a scrap piece, so get a little idea. I've got it on. I'm going to set it on the second speed here. I put the laser on just for fun. Go through like that, not a problem. For there, a little bit of a, these are just parts of the vinyl, the material itself, but it makes a pretty clean cut. Otherwise, and it's really inexpensive. I am, first and foremost, I am not a contractor. This is not something I'm using on a professional basis or anything along those lines. So my expectations and my needs were fairly low when it came to this particular jigsaw. The only thing that I didn't like, and I was wondering if it was just me, but I read through some of the reviews on Amazon as well, that the two things were, one is that the laser on this is not exactly the most accurate laser in the world. And if you're thinking laser accurate, this might not be the definition you're looking for. I'll show you some pictures here. So you can see where the blade is versus where the laser actually goes. At the very beginning when I was making some cuts, one of the things that I noticed is that I was going right along my laser beam and the laser was on my lead and, well, it still didn't make a straight cut or it wasn't the measurements that I needed. And then what I was noticing is, as you can see from the picture, the blade and the laser do not hit in the same spot. I could make some small adjustments here and there to make that work, but I think, honestly, as much as I think lasers are cool, I think what it would have been really helpful would have just been an LED light, maybe right here, having that LED come down and light up the area where my blade was hitting the material, and that would have helped me out a lot further, because I was working on a dark material, and funny enough, the laser even was bright enough that it blurred out the lead pencil, so it even made it even more difficult. So I really didn't get a good opportunity there to really fully appreciate what I'm sure that the fine folks over at Skil wanted me to be using laser for. The other thing that a couple of the reviewers noted, and I noted it as well, was that right here where the blade attaches, is that there is a guide rail, which is nice, so that it stays right where it goes, but there's a lot of travel in the head of the jigsaw. And I noticed that the blade would move a little bit more than I was comfortable with. And at the same time, this was not expensive. We're talking, 30, 40, 50 bucks. So this isn't an expensive piece of equipment. At the same time, would have liked to have seen that be a little bit tighter so that my cuts were a little bit more accurate. After a little while, I was able to adjust what I was doing in order to get it to cut the way I needed to, but it was not inherent to the product itself. So from there, it's a decent saw. Okay, we've done a review on this jigsaw. The question isn't, did we review it? The question is, do we recommend it? And so with that, I'm gonna have to say, meh. So overall, would I recommend it? Probably. For the price point, it's an okay. It's not a recommend. For one of those products, when we say we recommend it, we want it to be, we recommend it. And in this particular case, it's okay. It does the job, and sometimes that's what you're looking for. It doesn't get the job done. This jigsaw will get the job done. For a budget price, it was fine. The part that I think mattered the most for me was just the speed, the keyless chuck, and then also, like I said, it's got a reasonable vibration control. I saw some reviews that said that the vibration was a lot for them. I didn't have that problem at all. From there, having good grip, having good speed control, it's simple for some of us folks to be able to figure out. And then the keyless chuck were very nice features that made it really nice for me to be able to use that. So at the same time, one of the things that I picked this one up over other ones was because of the laser. And I found that the laser to be, in fact, detrimental, let alone helpful. So from there, I would think that if I was going to recommend it, I can't say that I recommend it, is the answer to that. I would say that it's decent enough. If you're looking for one and it's just going to get the job done, this will get the job done. All right, guys, that's our review for today. Certainly would like to hear from you in the comments section below. Hit the subscribe button and the bell so that you get notifications letting you know the next time we review a product. All right, everybody. I'm Ryan. I've been your host today on Do We Recommend It? Certainly appreciate any of the comments down below. Let us know what you think. Hit that bell button so that you know the next time we put out a video. Check us out on Instagram. I usually put up pictures of the products that we're putting on a day or two in advance of the video coming out. So check those out and look forward to seeing you next time on Do We Recommend It? Have a great day.